guys, okay, we are back. I know we're on and off at the moment, but it's been hectic. Okay, so what we're making today is like a pasta meatball bake. So on we go. Okay, so you need about 2 tablespoons of corn flour, 80 grams of mozzarella that's grated. I got these from Marks and Spencer's. They're 3% fat meatballs. They're really diddy, but they look quite cute for what we're going to do. So I've got a pack of bacon. It was the one without the fat on it, so medallions. So I've cut them up. That's that. 25 grams of mascarpone, and we've got some mushrooms. It's about a punnet that's all been chopped up. 280 grams of penne pasta dried. About 400 mils of vegetable stock. Now in here I've roasted this. This is for our sauce. So what's in here is leeks, 4 cloves of garlic. We've got a mix of different tomatoes. So they were red and orange tomatoes. So I thought they looked quite pretty. 1 shallot. You've got about 5 grams of fresh thyme in there, 5 grams of fresh basil, and about a tablespoon of oregano in there. And I've roasted it all up. You can use olive oil if you like. I used Fry Light on mine and just mixed it all together. It's perfect. It's really nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all of our meat and everything into the fridge. Right, okay, so we're going to start making our sauce. So what we want is a spoon, or what I've used. This was mine that I was using for the oven. So, oh yeah, I forgot to say, put your oven on to about 200, because you'll want that for the bake. Okay, so put these all in. Now I've cooled this all down because obviously one, like I've said before, you don't want it hot, because if you put it in hot and it goes bing all over the kitchen, to be honest, it's a brand new kitchen and I don't want tomato sauce all over it. So do be careful as well, because you will burn yourself. You'll literally get like proper burns like I've had before. So that's rule number 1 and number 2. So cool everything. And it makes it easier for the video as well, because then we're not waiting about an hour for it all to cool down. Okay, so let's try and get this all out. Okay, so we'll pop this over here. We're going to put some of our stock in. Now, like I said before, we don't need to use all the stock if we don't want to. It's there in case we need it. So let me just make sure this is actually put on properly. Okay, because we're only making the sauce. We're not making like a... But you might need it actually for when you put the thing in, so put it all in. We were in an Italian restaurant the other day, and for our anniversary, and it was playing all this music that we play, like all the Italian music. It was actually playing it in the restaurant, and we're like, oh, we know this playlist. Okay, so next. So I feel it needs to make a little bit more colour to go with, to make it more tomatoey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of my puree. I had to think of the word then. Okay, so lift this off. So about, don't know, just squeeze it. About that much. About a quarter of the pack. Terrible. I don't weigh anything. You're lucky that I've even weighed anything out, because normally I just chuck it in and people go, oh, what did you use to make it? I'm like, So now that's done, I'm going to get the mascarpone and put that in as well. Obviously this has got salt and pepper in it as well, but we'll try it later on and see whether it needs some more. I don't think it's going to be honest. I said to Gary, weigh out the mascarpone, and 25 grams, I must admit, it looks like a really measly portion. It's like the most stingiest portion ever. Okay, so put that in. Done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into a saucepan for the moment, and then we can transfer it. Now I'm a bit nervous about touching plugs and stuff at the moment. I seem to be getting some sort of superpower where I keep getting electric shocks. I got quite a bad one in Asda today. Okay, so pour this all in. Oh, it's a lovely sauce. See all that? Okay, so my lovely sauce is in that bit in the pan. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start frying off our mushrooms and everything. So fry light or olive oil, whatever you want to fry it all in. I'm going to shove our mushrooms in. Shove our mushrooms in. Okay, so we're just going to fry this off. So what I'm going to do is going to fry this off, and then I'm going to come back in a minute when it's a bit more fried off, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. See you in a bit. Okay, so my mushrooms are doing quite well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put them in. Put the bacon in. Now, smoked, unsmoked, whatever you want, you can use. Personally, it's whatever I pick up. So I think today I picked up unsmoked, but normally I pick up smoked because then you don't have to put too much salt into your food as well. So we're just going to fry that off. Now I've got my water on. I've had that on boiling. So now I'm going to put my pasta in for 12 minutes. Okay, so we're going to wait 12 minutes and then we're going to come back. Okay, so we're going to cook our meatballs quickly. Well, a little bit, part of cook them. Okay, oh, they look so diddy and cute. Okay, so I'm going to grab this. Now I put a little bit of salt into my pasta water. And as much as people speculate, putting salt does not help it boil, it actually just flavours the water. So, oh no. Okay, well there we go anyway. Some of them are in. Yeah. Okay, so pop this over here. Okay, and we're just going to brown them a little bit. So leave them as much as you can for them to brown a little bit. And then our bacon and our mushrooms are done. So they're just doing, well, they're done. And then our pasta's doing, which looks very nice. Or our penne. You can use whatever you like. Bows, buffelli, anything kind of like that. They're all very nice. Just that I prefer penne because I like all the sauce to go inside it. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to get us a bowl as well, so that we can put it in a bowl. Quite fiddly. They look very nice. Because they're 3% as well, I don't really want to be overdoing them. Otherwise they might split apart. That's what I'm worried about. Now normally I would make my meatballs, as you've seen in other ones, and you can make them really diddy like this, or you can make them really big. It's up to you really. Sorry about that, my Alexa was going off. Okay, so she said to us today, Alexa, oh, today we're going to celebrate for the weekend or something, and she plays like this little, she says it, and then all of a sudden she goes, woo! So try it. I don't know quite what it is, but Gary will put it up later, what it is. But it's really weird. Okay, there we go. Just try. Let's see how long our pasta's got. Oh, not very long. Give that another couple of minutes. If it's stuck to the bottom, just give it a little bit of a helping hand. Right, myths about pasta. Another one. Putting olive oil in your pan in your water does not help it not stick. So even if you think that's what's going to happen, it's really not. So yeah, it's just one of the things that a lot of myths with pasta, but it doesn't actually work. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so I'm going to tip these into here. I know they're not fully done, but they're going to go into the oven anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm going to put them aside. I'm going to try my pasta. If I can get one out. Okay, so that's almost done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, turn that one off, and put this one over here. And then what we want to do is we want to add about half of the corn flour. And we're going to bring a bit of the sauce over. Okay, we're going to put a little bit in at a time. Right. I've just realised I've turned the light off in the kitchen. Sorry everyone! So, just leave that a minute, just to heat up a bit, while I just drain this off. I'll trash the whole kitchen. Okay, so we need to bring this up to boil for the moment. So I give it a couple more minutes. It is getting hot. I just don't want to over flood it with sauce until I know that it's thickened just that tiny bit. But I'm very tempted to take another bit of pasta, but I shouldn't. Okay. So I've got my little thing ready as well for the oven. So let's just have a look, see how it's getting on. Honestly, I'm so impatient. Things like this, waiting for it is not, I want to just get in there and put it in and eat it. Okay, so we're starting to boil a bit. Thing is, you don't want to put too much sauce in, but you don't want to put not enough sauce in so that when the pasta absorbs it, there's nothing there. I think I'm probably going to use most of this. Okay, put your pasta in. The pasta as well helps thicken the sauce, so I wouldn't worry too much either if your sauce doesn't look very thick, because it will thicken with the pasta as well. Okay, so mix that in. Put some pasta here as well. Okay, and this one you can kind of judge as well how much pasta you've got and how much sauce you're going to need. So I'm going to mix it in just a little bit more. And I think I'm going to add the last bit in of the sauce. So we're going to pop that over here. Oh, lovely. Okay, so as usual, my food will feed like a mountain of people. So you're probably looking about 4 to 5 people on this dish. Okay, right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start putting it in. There we go. I'm not the best when I do this. I get a bit excited. Okay, so try and get as much of the bacon and the mushroom that you can. And to be honest, I think I've made a little bit too much pasta, but that's okay because tomorrow I can have more. Okay, so I'm just going to try and get some of the bacon. I think that's everything. Bacon there. Also put that over here. Okay, so we're going to put our meatballs on. Put these all on. So just try and mix it all around. And this is why I like the Diddy ones really, because you can put them all over the place. Put one there. One there. Move that one there along. And put another one there. Okay, so Then you put your cheese on. Now I put mine onto a baking tray because I find it a lot easier, but you can do whatever you want. So put in your mozzarella. Right, and do that. I like to kind of make sure it all gets covered, like all the little bits. So in all the cornery bits, it all gets nicely put in. Okay, so you're looking at about 20 minutes. So if we pop that in now, and we'll be back in a bit. Bye. Okay, so let's get this out. Da, 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 da. Oh, that is heavy. Okay, I'll put this over here. Put that there. Okay, and there is your meatball pasta bake. Well, thank you very much for watching my croquettes. We really do appreciate it. Gary looks like he wants to dig in. So please like, please share, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.